Hey, this is Albert Heising, the fifth, coming back from Move to Sioux Falls. Thanks for tuning in to another episode where we got to talk to Jess Snyder with 605 Prep. She let us know why she's here in Sioux Falls, what she's got going on, and why the city is growing. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us on the socials at Move to Sioux Falls. They just got to talking like, where are you moving in Des Moines? And it was like, right here. It's like, oh, that Casey's is right behind where I live.
Weird.
Yeah.
Small world.
Mm-hmm.
Serendipitous.
Serendipitous. Yeah, for sure.
So do they rent? These are rented out too?
Yeah, these are all
Okay.
rented out.
Do you guys manage
Yeah,
them?
so Sodex Days manages
Okay.
all the properties that we go to on the podcast will be at
Oh,
a Sodex
cool.
Days property.
Yeah.
Or a Move to Sioux Falls listing.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
Neat.
Yeah, so it's kind of a cool vibe, just
Yeah.
switching it all up. Yeah.
More advertising at least. This
Oh,
is cute.
100%.
I recognize all of these ruggables too. We have them in our house. We walked in and I saw the runner and I was like, that's in my kitchen.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We have this in our bathroom. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they're amazing. And it pays to get the thicker pad.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it pays to get the thicker pad.
And then you have to get the like little special tape so it all
Yeah.
stays correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, agreed. And they almost like it's like water off a duck's back. The water just kind of, it doesn't really absorb a whole lot, at least on ours. And yeah, they're nice.
All right, there's sold.
Uh-huh. They're
There
a little
we
bit
go.
more of an investment, but they're worth it.
We'll need to drop a link into the description section
Yeah.
of the channel.
Yeah.
Like, here, get these.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a frugal Fanny, so like you have to find a coupon code, but
Frugal
beyond that,
Fanny, I
frugal
love it.
Fanny. Some may say cheap,
Okay.
but I say frugal.
Hey, there we go. I just say I'm a Dutchman, and then people know. They're
Yes,
like, "You're cheap
exactly.
Dutchie."
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm not going to pay full price for anything, unless of course I absolutely have to and it's necessary. But
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, not often.
Cool. So are we? You were rolling. Okay, perfect. Good.
Great.
So, well, like we found that most times when people know that we're being recorded,
Yeah.
they just aren't like
Themselves.
flowy in themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's good that we started
Perfect.
that conversation off.
Wonderful.
So I'm gonna just start with some HitFire questions,
Okay.
and then we'll get rolling here into like the other stuff.
Perfect.
And plus, it's nice that you're my neighbor and I know like absolutely nothing about you.
There we go.
Okay, so let's just start off with a super easy one.
Okay.
How many states have you lived in?
Oh my goodness. I would say 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
4 states.
Okay.
Yeah, at different times.
Good.
Mostly in college
Okay.
when I was younger, and then ended up in South Dakota.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The only state to be.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly. It's always better to come home.
Okay, Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
Oh,
Duh.
good.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, iPhones are.
Trav has an Android.
Your husband has an Android?
He has an Android.
We should steal it and throw it into the river.
I agree, but
Okay.
he would argue that he's the more intelligent of the two.
I always say Android people are nerdy
Yeah.
and iPhone people are like cool and luxurious.
I that resonates with me.
Yes,
yeah,
there
entirely.
we go. Perfect. Who do you text the most?
Trav,
Okay, good.
for sure.
Okay, there's been other people
Yeah.
with no like they won't say their spouse.
Yeah, no. Trav or our business partner.
Okay,
She's
there we go.
business partner and bestie, so it's
Okay.
like a 2-for-1.
Favorite place to travel that's not Sioux Falls?
Anywhere tropical.
Okay.
Anywhere warm. I'm there. Whether it's like we could go to Florida, we could go to the Keys, anywhere warm.
Okay, so the follow-up question to that would be if you're going to snowbird when you get older,
Yeah.
which state or place would you pick?
If we were in the United States, I'd probably pick like the Florida Keys.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just because it's somewhere a little bit more quaint,
Yeah.
not dissimilar to Sioux Falls,
Yeah.
right? Because we're like big city but small town vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And somewhere that's just that feels good, has good energy.
Yeah. Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Cool. Okay, here's a good one for a lady.
Okay.
Would you rather wear like sandals or like like high heels or like boots or like what would be your like shoe of choice?
I prefer anything heeled because I'm a bit vertically challenged.
Okay.
So I like the eras of better quality a little bit higher, in my opinion. So
Well, sorry, we couldn't get to that with sitting down. So
yeah, anything with a heel, people think I'm crazy. I wear them to work all day, every day, whether it's a boot or again like a sandal of some type. But maybe sandal, heeled
Okay.
sandal would
Heeled
be my
sandal?
preference. Yeah.
Okay. At 605 Prep, you'll do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
Not
you're
as of
standing
late,
most of the day
though.
or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just here and there and everywhere. I melt into the
Okay.
walls.
Cool. Okay, I think we're good with HitFire Questions. Cool. Perfect. This has been great. Okay, so let me start off with like let's start off with how did you get here to South Dakota? You said like you were in 4 different states, kind of moved around when you were younger. So why
Yeah.
did you like move to Sioux Falls? You're here in South Dakota.
I was younger when we moved here and just stayed really. In college I lived in a couple different states. We one of
Okay.
my girlfriends wanted to go to Florida, so we went and lived in Miami for a summer
Okay.
and did, Miami stuff as college kids do.
Yep.
But South Dakota was always home. You can go and visit places. There's places that you visit, and then there's places that you make roots. And Sioux Falls in particular, but South Dakota for sure is where you make roots, where you plant your roots.
Okay. Roots, not roots. Roots.
Roots. I like roots.
We could go with
It's
roots.
like pillow, pillow, tomato, tomato.
Okay.
Are you a pillow or a pillow person?
I'm a pillow.
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 Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like
At least
syrup and
we
syrup.
don't have to no.
Syrup.
What do I
Or
say?
do you say syrup?
Do you want some syrup? I say syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caramel or caramel?
Caramel.
Caramel.
Yeah,
Good.
I'm a caramel. So at least I don't have to walk out of this, little podcast now because you're not a pillow person. You're a pillow person.
Okay, good. I've never heard it called that. Is that like maybe like a
Pello? No, W? No, pillow.
Never heard that.
Have
Okay.
you? Nobody has? Okay.
I don't know. We'll see in the comments like later
Yeah.
on, like who is the pillow and who's the pillow person. So
Yeah. Well, I have heard that roots is unpopular.
it
Usually
is.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
Just it's a Midwestism.
Yeah. So
Most people
you
just call it that.
So you grew up here and then kind of like branched out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I grew up actually in California, but then very young, and
Okay.
then from middle school on have been in Sioux Falls. So
Oh, that's awesome. Parents always just want to be here. A job got
yeah,
you here.
Midwesterners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got here, did the go different places during college,
Yep.
and then you met Travis, your
Yes.
husband, right?
Mhm.
And then I vaguely remember, I think you were working at the Budweiser company or something for a little
Florida
bit.
Beverage, yes. They're a Miller Coors house.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Miller
it's okay.
Coors.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were doing that, and then you
Yes.
and Travis decided 605 prep, Montessori school, one of the first in town to do it. So give me how'd you go from Miller Coors to
Yeah.
you're an entrepreneur now?
Well, it was all because of our kids.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
had our daughter, and just really, I think you could probably understand this and relate to this, but as a parent, you really do anything and everything you can for your kids.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And so, seeing her and just how, of course, we're biased, but just how smart and how special she was, and that learning style, how it just really suited her. We wanted to do something more.
For sure.
We it's myself and my husband, and then our business partners are another husband-wife duo. And,
Okay, cool.
The wife to the husband-wife duo on the other side, she and I are kind of like those crazy moms on a mission.
Nice.
And we just wanted something different. Not that anywhere else is bad, because it's not. We just wanted something different,
Sure.
and we're a bit particular. Some would again say a little crazy, but
Hey,
we do it for our kids.
I mean,
So.
I don't want to do like daycare or anything like that, just because like there's something to be said about like raising your own kid, or like, oh, I could just like go work this job and then basically that job pays for daycare.
Right.
So then it's like, it's cool. Like you basically get to see your kids all day, right?
Yes.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. I try to stay out of the rooms as much as I can that my children are in, because it just makes it a bit more difficult for them. But yeah, it's nice. You know, it's definitely a rewarding experience, and our families that are there are an extension of our family.
Good.
And the women that we have working with us are an extension of our family as well. And the kids, when they're in our care, are my children, and I don't take that lightly.
That's
they are,
awesome.
you know, you're handing me your heart.
Yeah.
And so I want to make sure that I take really good care of it.
Good. So what sets Montessori up different from like traditional learning? I kind of want to like know the difference
So
between
Montessori is a lot of child-led learning.
Okay.
It can be interpreted sometimes as a free-for-all, but it's not. You'll often hear a phrase, freedom within limits. And typically the Montessori classroom is actually a lot more structured, but it allows the child within the classroom the autonomy to explore the materials that they're interested in exploring.
Gotcha.
It helps them internalize what they're learning a lot more too, because it gives them the responsibility and again, the autonomy to gravitate toward what they would, you know, normally may not gravitate toward.
Yeah.
The teacher is not standing up in the classroom in front of all of the children presenting something, but rather it's a more tactile and tangible experience that they get to go and fully immerse themselves within the materials. And
It almost feels like a technical college for little kids. Like, hey, go here and like
You know.
do your vocation, basically.
I've never even thought of it that way, but yes, it just really makes the children excited.
Good.
You know, it creates a fervor for learning. It helps them in their natural experience and exploration of the classroom.
Like thinking outside the box.
Yeah, it just makes them want to continue to do more and more.
Okay, cool. I heard this really cool thing. And it'll be on an Instagram post sometime. It would be like a funny thing against like buyers and sellers. But it talked about like if you want kids' self-esteem to like be through the roof, you should, when they ask you a question to fix a problem, you should just give them the tools to fix it and then have them go do it themselves. Because then it just boosts their self-esteem that much more. And I feel like Montessori kind of embodies that.
Yeah, it's that critical thinking component. So rather than giving them the answers, asking them the questions so then they can critically think their way into,
For sure.
you know,
Cool.
the answer.
So are you guys, I feel like you guys are like very busy all the time. Are you guys like maxed out for how many kids are supposed to be? I just drove past your place on, it's Phillips, right?
Yeah.
37th or
38th.
38th and Phillips. So are you guys maxed out on that space?
We sure are, yeah.
Okay.
We sure are.
Are you, well, I know a realtor, but if you guys need to like sell it and like go get another one, just let me know.
Do you do commercial?
I can do anything.
Okay.
So it's very nice to just be able to just do anything and everything.
Multifaceted.
Yes. So how many students do you guys have now? How many are you guys hoping to grow to?
So currently we're maxed out. We have a capacity of 68 within the facility that we have. If we can grow, you know, I think growth is the goal. But really we want to grow organically.
For sure.
And we're not looking to shove them in the rooms like sardines. What we really want is to make it the best possible experience for the children and our staff included.
For sure.
It kind of plays back into the classroom community and what the feel is of the room. You know, if maximum capacity is not comfortable for the children, then we're not going to do that. So
yeah, that's awesome. That's like really nice to hear, because I feel like and like I feel like we need more different avenues for schooling, because like Sioux Falls is just growing so much. So, and I know I think they just had that new school for Brandon High School over on the east side of town, over by Highway 11. Just went up, and they're like, oh, we're kind of maxed out almost. And it's like, we just built this thing like 2 years ago.
Exactly.
So, which is crazy to me. So, which kind of leads me into, why do you think Sioux Falls is just like always growing so quickly, or what's like adding to that like growth?
That's kind of a loaded question. I think that Sioux Falls has always been kind of a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
And truly, I think maybe after COVID, people kind of started looking internally and looking inside and focusing more so on family and health
Mm-hmm.
and wellness. And I think Sioux Falls has always been a hidden gem. I just think now it's getting a bit more publicity because people are moving here.
Yeah.
Because of, that small town feel.
Yep.
And now we're just blowing up.
Yeah, I mean, from like the no state income tax
Right.
to
Yeah.
health and wellness,
Mm-hmm.
good small town,
Mm-hmm.
which
Those family values, those
Yep.
core traditions, I really think that it has resonated with people.
yes,
Maybe more so than before. And I think that there's a beauty to, yes, we're busy and yes, we are putting ourselves on the map, but we also haven't forgotten about what grounds us.
yeah.
Right.
I always call it like Sioux Falls is the best little big city,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we're kind of moving into trajectory.
Mm-hmm.
That was a hard word. Into the best big little city.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have like the big population soon, but the little town, small town feels.
I hope we're able to maintain that.
Yeah.
I do. I think the safety too, there's something to be said about the safety, and there's something to be said about sitting in your driveway and saying hi to your neighbor,
Yeah.
right?
It's so nice to just like let our kids, like we just let them walk all the way down to the
Right.
curb, and we're like, okay, come back.
Yes. And everybody's got a checkpoint.
Yeah.
And I think that's also Midwest. Like, I think that's just, I hope we never lose that, because that's truly one of the things that makes Sioux Falls so special. Is
Yeah.
just the people and
Oh, 100%.
and how we are.
Oh, it's just so nice when we were like, when was it? I think I moved right next. Well, we're like in between. So
Yeah.
we're like what do you call that when you're neighbors, but you're not like,
Your neighbors.
okay, we're neighbors.
Right.
Yeah, we would say we're
it
neighbors.
would be like, we're not brother and sister, but like we're cousins.
Cousin neighbors.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
cousin neighbors. So that's our new
yeah,
coin
exactly.
term, right?
We've
So,
got like the cousins and then the second
for
cousins
sure.
and third cousins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it was super nice. Like back when we moved, it was
Mm-hmm.
like we just walked around and everyone was like, "Hey, we live here. Hey, we
Yeah.
live here." And then like we would always just help each other out or invite
Mhm.
each other over to each other's houses.
Mm-hmm.
Just like who does that in like other
You don't find it
cities?
often,
Yeah.
especially when our neighbors to the south moved, Ryan and Liz.
Yep.
They moved from, I think, Washington, and they had their own little niche too. But she came here, and she's like, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
And it's fun to see the neighborhood evolve, because
Yeah.
we've been there for almost 12 years now. And so watching it evolve from, we never said anything to anybody like the first 6 years of living there.
Yeah.
And then as we got younger and more children kind of joined the street, and
Yeah.
it's just a sense of family. And
You
I
got
think-
younger?
No, I mean like as our block
Oh,
got
as the
younger.
block got
Yes,
younger.
I,
Okay. I was like,
reverse
wow.
age.
Tell
I
me.
reverse age.
Tell me the secrets.
Maybe we should be talking about that more. Yeah, we found the fountain of youth.
Yeah, it's essential oils and non-toxic
Right,
products. There you go.
Exactly. Yes,
So we're talking
lots of
about
water.
health, right? Cool. I almost think like that's like a really big piece of like what we want to talk about here is like why Sioux Falls is growing, why it's getting bigger. So like this has been awesome. So like my like last question before I go into like what do you got going on is if you had 3 things that would make Sioux Falls even more awesome, what would you make those 3 things? Like what would you bring here, or what would you like choose to do?
I don't know if I have 3
Maybe
specific
if you could choose like 1 or 2, that's
but,
fine.
More like health and wellness. So this is me getting into like really crunchy granola meat.
Yeah.
But more health and wellness, whether that is variations of grocery stores, or I think it would be really cool if we had, I mean, downtown Sioux Falls is just blowing up right now.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool if we had kind of a city center organic community garden, right?
Oh, yeah.
Something that brings the community together, but then is also like you have your own little plot and you can cultivate and you can meet new people and
that's
like-minded
cool.
people. Or, holistic health options, whether
Yep.
that's dental, medical, whatever it is, just more health-minded options,
For sure.
if that makes sense.
I think we have like a few.
We do.
But it's not like
Yeah.
in abundance that we
Yes.
need.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sure we will get there. I have no
Yeah.
doubt we will. But if, we
Yeah.
had endless funds right now. We could
and I
snap our
think it's
fingers.
hard like thinking about like a lot of like we use doTERRA a lot
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
Earthly is
Mhm.
like another tincture. It's
Yep.
kind of like a Juniper Apothecary.
Yep.
But like I feel as though Juniper has like a online presence as well.
Yeah,
But they're not going to go
absolutely.
branch out and make all these brick and mortars. And I think that's why like doTERRA and Earthly and like these other health and wellness places are like, hey, we have our hub.
Mm-hmm.
And their hub is not Sioux Falls.
Right.
And so that's why it gets tough to get more of these.
Definitely.
So I don't know. Like I think during COVID, like you talked about, like
Mhm.
people were thinking about like their families, their health, like how to be more like financially stable.
Yeah.
And I feel like brick and mortar kind of like went away a little bit.
Definitely.
And
well,
now
look
it's
at the
like,
overhead with it.
yeah, figuring
know?
out the balance now
Mhm.
is like, how do we get to a good happy medium?
Right.
So
Mhm.
one good thing is I think, was it Subway? I think Subway like closed down like half their stores because of it.
There was a Subway, like an anchor point Subway on Minnesota Avenue that I just drove by and I was like, oh my gosh, it's gone. I remember going there in high school and,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. A lot of
gone.
places just like,
They're just up, which is sad. You
Yeah.
don't ever want to see that happen.
for
but,
sure.
It's just kind of the day and age that we're doing a podcast right now.
Yeah.
So you're online.
Yeah. Well, and
rather
I think we
than-
don't need like 10 Subways in a town
Right.
of 200,000 people,
Yeah.
right? We could
Yeah.
use like 3 and then go get some healthy options, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, more health and wellness stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one. Yeah,
Just more health and wellness.
good.
And then it would also kind of cultivate a sense of community if you
Yeah,
had
and
just,
then the garden stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like those too.
Yeah.
They're like one. I bet those are like in my top 5 for sure. We must be neighbors, right? Cool. So as we wrap up, like, what do you want the audience to know about 605 Prep? What do you maybe got coming up in the next school year? So just kind of let the audience know what's going on with that.
Well, we are doing our summer exploration series right now, which is, it's kind of all encompassing. We have really fun water days, we have yoga days, and, everything in between. We have our garden and we have, our fish and it's, again, very explorative for the
Yeah.
children. And then we start back, really with school come fall. And it's all individualized learning. It's all based on what each individual child is really gravitating toward, making sure also that they are where they're supposed to
For
be
sure.
as on their educational journey. But
Okay,
It's
so you
all
got summer
focused.
school, kind of like it's summer school, right?
it's summer school. It's
Okay.
fun,
But it's like all like
you-
planned out activities, fun to do for the kids.
If
Okay,
you don't use it, you lose it. So we
Gotcha.
want to make sure that we still have a part of that schooling in summer as
For
well.
sure.
So then you don't have some call it like the summer slide.
Oh,
you
yeah.
talk to elementary school teachers and
they're like read all these books, and then they never do any
well,
of it
and
anyways.
you've got so you spend a little bit of your time, getting back into the school year, just kind of refreshing and
Yeah.
reviewing. So
So those kids get like, so whoever's enrolled gets like first dibs on going into that like summer stuff. Because you said use it or use it or lose
we're
it. Is
year
like,
round. Yep,
Gotcha.
we're year round.
Okay.
So everybody who's enrolled has, is enrolled in the summer program, and then it is just seamlessly transitioned into fall.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome. Well, Jess, I really appreciate you on today. And
having me.
yeah, I first time for everything.
Yeah.
And we'll get this out and it'll be awesome. I appreciate you
Perfect.
being in Sioux Falls.
Yeah,
And that's a wrap.
awesome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, Sioux Falls is growing fast, help Move to Sioux Falls to grow fast as well. Hit that subscribe button.